Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So, our episode today, we are going to explore and give you 5 reasons why most people are addicted to chaos. If you've noticed, most people live in kind of a constant disorder. They don't have routines, they don't have habits, their life is always semi out of control. And it's not because life is just that way for most people. It's because most people allow it to be that way because it's familiar. Learning to choose structure over self-sabotage is key to freedom and living a good life. And most of us run to what we've known all our life. And instead of making changes, we continue to do the same things or allow the same things to happen over and over and over again without intervening and setting up systems to create a different life for ourselves. That's not going to happen by accident. You need to intervene and make it happen. It's no different than the laws of physics. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest unless it's acted on by an outside force, an external force. And you need to be that external force in your life and bring some order to the chaos that you are allowing to happen. But in order to do that, you've got to understand why you're allowing it to happen. So we're going to dig into that today. We're going to give you 5 reasons. We're going to give you what that behavior looks like. Well, first, we're going to give you scientific evidence, studies, empirical data to validate what we're saying. Then we're going to tell you what that behavior looks like in real life so you can recognize it, what a different behavior would look like that is probably healthier and better for you and will help you create a better life, and then an action step for each of these. So with all that said, let's just jump into it here and see if we can't make some progress. The first reason people are addicted to chaos is that the brain craves predictable stimulation, even if it's toxic, even if it's bad for you. So, studies on dopamine addiction, and we've taken this from Dr. Anna Lemke's Dopamine Nation, show that people often seek emotional chaos because it creates predictable, addictive highs and lows. So, even though it's bad for you, even though it's unhealthy, even though you don't enjoy it a lot, those dopamine highs and lows become addictive. And so you seek it out in your life, and that includes chaos. What do some of these behaviors look like in real life? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Constantly checking your phone, for example, fighting with people, arguing with people, getting in arguments with internet trolls, jumping from drama to drama. Not helpful. Those are all ways that you're creating a dopamine rush for yourself or your body that aren't great for you. Instead, you can create routines that prevent those things from happening by sticking to your routine. You can avoid the toxic environments. You can minimize those toxic interludes and create a different life for yourself, even if those toxic interludes are familiar. It's all you've ever known. It's what you've allowed to happen in your whole life. You can switch it. Best place to start here, your action item, is to track your dopamine triggers for 24 hours. What gets you dopamine? Is it eating comfort food? Is it scrolling on your phone? Is it making comments on social media platforms? Is it arguing with other people? What is it? What gets you that dopamine rush that you're craving? Write it down. And then pick one of them, and you might have to white knuckle it. You better to find something to replace it with. So when you feel the urge to jump on and argue with an internet troll, take a walk instead. And you replace it with a habit like we talked about. Journaling, walking, silence. Silence is a great one. We're going to talk more about silence a little bit later on. But so many people are afraid to just sit in silence without a phone, without a television, without anything, and just be alone with their thoughts. Most people are trying to avoid that, which is one of the reasons that they live in chaos, because they don't want to reflect on what's going on in their head, because then they'd have to take responsibility for it. Then they'd have to start working on fixing it. That scares them. So the best thing to do is avoid it by allowing this chaos. Okay. So that's number 1. Your brain craves predictable stimulation. Number 2, chaos distracts from responsibility. Now, we just kind of alluded to this in our comments. A 2019 behavioral science review showed that people unconsciously use drama and busyness to avoid deep self-reflection and change. If you're so busy and you are so indispensable and nobody can live without you and you do all these things for all these people, it's really convenient that you don't have to turn that inward and look at your own life and your own habits and your own choices, because you're just too busy being responsible for other people, right? I'm too busy dealing with everyone else's problems to work on my goals. I can't get to my goals because I'm so busy being helpful to other people. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's a delay tactic. It's a mental change that you've got to make. What you have to tell yourself is, I've been hiding from my priorities behind other people's messes. I'm allowing this behavior to distract me from doing the work I need to do to make myself, my life, and the people around me better. Okay? So the action item here is to block off 1 hour a day for uninterrupted focus on your own goals. Like it is in the books. You take an hour a day, no matter what, to focus on just yourself and your goals. No phone, no interruptions, just execution. An hour a day. You've got that somewhere in your schedule. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't binge watch Netflix. Don't insert lazy habit here, right? We've all got them. I live in a glass house, so I don't throw stones. It's not a judgment. The truth is you have the time. You're just not utilizing it in a productive and intelligent way. Take an hour a day. Use it to focus on yourself instead of everybody else and all the excuses you're using to prevent you from having to take responsibility for these habits and actions, and your life will change immediately. Okay. Number 3, emotional instability feels normal for a lot of people. So if you've never lived in an emotionally stable environment, then it's weird to be in an emotionally stable environment, because there's no drama, because there's no fighting, because there's no angst, because there's no tension in the air. That feels abnormal to some people. So there's research, ACE studies about childhood trauma, and show that people that are raised in unstable environments often recreate that instability as adults because it feels safe. It feels normal. It's what they know. So if you're attracting or causing relationship drama, that might feel normal because peace feels boring or suspicious. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. It can't be this good. There has to be something else out there. There has to be something under the bed, behind the door, in the dark. There has to be something waiting to jump up and bite me, because my whole life has been that way. But it doesn't need to be that way. What you can do instead, a good way to handle that, is learn to sit with stillness, with calm, and with clarity. Just sit and be, even and especially when it feels uncomfortable. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable. I've always loved my alone time. I like solitude. I like being by myself. That feels very normal and natural to me. But I've been that way my whole life. That's not good or bad. It's just a statement of fact. It doesn't make me a better or worse person than anyone. It just means that's how I operate. But what you can do is, your action item is, you can sit in silence for 10 minutes a day. I mean silence. No phone, no TVs, no radio, no headphones, no anything, no input. Just sit there and be aware of yourself, be aware of your surroundings. What does it feel like? What does the air feel like on your skin? How does your breathing feel and sound? What sounds can you hear? Are you outside? Is there wind? Is there running water? Are there insects making noise? Are there birds chirping? Be fully aware of yourself and your situation. And look, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's very awkward for some people to sit and do nothing and think nothing, to just be aware of themselves and their surroundings. What you don't want to do is run from it or try to escape from it. You've got to sit, soak it all in, let it happen, and it will change the way you think. It will calm you. It will stop you slowly, but surely stop you from chasing these dramatic situations and this constant roller coaster of emotions that you're used to having in your life. It's not a good place to be. It's not healthy for you. There's study after study that show that the routines and habits and predictability of those good habits trump all of the benefits, so-called benefits, that you think you get from this drama and craziness that you've built into your life. And make no mistake about it, you've allowed it to happen. You've built it into your life. Sit in silence for 10 minutes a day, increase it over time. 10 should become 15, 15 should become 20, 20 should become a half hour. You have the time. It's important for your mental health to sit in silence and just be aware. Okay? Number 4, Drama often covers for a lack of purpose. This is a big one. People with a strong sense of purpose, these are studies from both Yale and Harvard in 2014, but people with a strong sense of purpose have lower cortisol levels, they have better health, and they have fewer emotional breakdowns. So let me just say that again. People with a strong sense of purpose who have something that they're pursuing that's important to them have lower cortisol levels, better health, and fewer emotional breakdowns. Across the board, every walk of life, rich, poor, old, young, tall, short, fat, thin, doesn't matter. Purpose makes the difference for people. All right. So what are some behaviors that we use to cover for our lack of purpose? Gossiping. If you've got a purpose, you don't give a shit about other people or what they've got going on. You're focused on your purpose and your goals. But if you're willing to gossip about other people, you probably don't have enough purpose in your life. Getting involved in unnecessary conflict, jumping on the internet and arguing with trolls on some random account. I saw a commercial, I saw a video talking about, I guess there's a jeans commercial that people are trying to make racist. It's just a jeans commercial. What the fuck are you talking about? And those are people that don't have a purpose. So they're trying to create a purpose or cover up the fact that they don't have purpose by creating drama. Totally unhealthy. Doom scrolling is another one. Just randomly, scrolling over and over and all the way through Instagram or all the way through Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat or insert social media app here. Not helpful. Okay. Instead of doing those things, what could we do with that energy that's productive? Why don't we put it into building something meaningful? Let's do that. A business, your body, your personal health, writing a book, volunteering in your community. Those are all very useful things that you could do with that time and energy instead of creating drama to distract yourself from the fact that you don't feel purposeful in your life. And super important, super huge. So the action step here is just ask yourself a question. What am I building right now? What am I working on that's important to me? If the answer is nothing, pick something small and start on it right now. You get to pick what's important to you. That's the beautiful part of this. It doesn't have to matter, or it doesn't matter if it's important to anyone else. It doesn't need to be important to anyone else. It needs to give you purpose. If it gives you purpose, start working on it and increase the amount of time and energy you're spending on it. Watch your life change. Okay, number 5, inner order creates outer strength. So in 2017, there was a study in Personality and Social Psychology Review, and that study linked structured daily habits to lower anxiety, higher productivity, and increased willpower, simply by having a structure in your life. So, what does it look like when we're not doing it right or not doing it well? We wake up in chaos. We have no plan. We start chasing the day, and the day runs us instead of us running our day. We want to flip that on its head and do the exact opposite. We want to wake up with a routine. Now, a routine doesn't mean by the minute, here's exactly what I do. I chew each bite of my breakfast 14 times and I brush my teeth 32 times on each side of my mouth. We're not talking about that. But I wake up, I do X, then I do Y, then I do Z. And by 7 a.m., I want to have X, Y, and Z done. Right? That's a plan. That's different than having no plan and allowing the day run me. I wake up and start running my day. I have a clear focus. I have a quiet intention. I have a purpose. I start attacking the day instead of letting the day attack me. So today, what you can do to prepare for tomorrow, set your close out, write down your top 3 priorities, plan your morning, let that structure lead your day. If you start with a morning routine, and it doesn't need to be elaborate, it totally doesn't matter if it's elaborate or not. The whole point is a routine that works for you. It doesn't need to be crazy structured. It just needs to be structured instead of waking up and having no concept of what you're going to start on or what you're going to work on today. As an adult, you should have a plan when you wake up in the morning. If you don't have a plan, something's off. You need to build a plan. You need to build some structure around it. That inner order is going to create outer strength, and it's going to help you build a better life. Okay? So, chaos is familiar for a lot of people, and they let it rule their life and run their day. Structure is actually freedom. I think it was Jocko Willenick that said you can achieve freedom through discipline, which is a little bit oxymoronic when you think about it, but it's 100% correct. If you just say, this is how it's going to be, no ifs, ands, or buts, you don't have to make choices because you already made the choices. That's very freeing. All of those responsibilities go away. You just do what you said you were going to do. You do what you committed to, and that provides so much freedom in your life. It's crazy. The world doesn't need more drama. You don't need more drama. It needs more builders. You can be one. You just have to make the choice to do it. We've given you 5 reasons. We've given you 5 tips and action items that you can take to start doing it. So start today. Get rid of the excuses. Start taking action. Change your own life. Okay, James puts it up over here every day. Head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All the podcast episodes are available there. Links to all the social media accounts are there. We publish a newsletter every weekday that you can subscribe to on our website. And please like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel on whatever platform you consume it on. It's super helpful for us when you do that. We're going to keep having awesome guests on. We're going to keep giving you great tips to build the life that you want. You don't want to miss all that free and awesome advice and actionable items that you can put into action right now. That's what we love to do on this channel. We tell you what we have found. We give you scientific and empirical evidence to back it up. We give you examples of what it looks like so you can recognize it in your life. We give you examples of what it would look like if you did it different in a way that's probably better or healthier for you. And we give you an action item on every single tip so you can start working on it today, right now. It's up to you to take those steps. And you also don't want to miss the next guest that we have on. It's going to talk about their life and all the things they've learned and how they've built a successful life from what they've learned through things that have gone wrong. That's how we focus on things on the channel. It's super helpful. Really glad you joined us. Make sure you catch the next episode. We'll see you there.